Call the Senate to order. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll.
Barnett, Barrett, Blackman, Blackwell, Blunt, Boyd, Branning, Bryan, Butler, Carter, Kaufman, Chazanall, Chisholm, DeBar, Delano, England, Fillingane, Frazier, Harkins, Hill, Hobson, Horn, Jackson of the 11th, Jackson of the 32nd, Johnson, Jordan, Kirby, McCollum, McDaniel, McLendon, McMahon, Michelle, Moran, Norwood, Parker, Parks, Pope, Seymour, Simmons of the 12th, Simmons of the 13th, Sojourner, Sparks, Suber, Tate, Thomas, Thompson, Turner, Ford, Whaley, Wiggins, Williams, Witherspoon, Younger. Mr. President, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Please rise for the invocation given by Senator Joy Fillingane, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Senator Angela Turner Ford. Senator Fillingane.
Thank you, Governor. This prayer was copied from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and so please bow with me as I recite it. O thou eternal God, out of whose absolute power and infinite intelligence the whole universe has come into being, we humbly confess that we have not loved thee with our hearts, souls, and minds, and we have not loved our neighbors as Christ loved us. We have all too often lived by our own selfish impulses rather than by the life of sacrificial love as revealed by Christ. We often give in order to receive. We love our friends and hate our enemies. We go the first mile but dare not travel the second. We forgive, but we dare not forget. And so we look within ourselves. We are confronted with the appalling fact that the history of our lives is the history of an eternal revolt against thee. But thou, O God, have mercy upon us. Forgive us for what we could have been but failed to be. Give us the intelligence to know thy will. Give us the courage to do thy will. Give us the devotion to love thy will. In the name and spirit of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Appreciate your help. Thank you. Thank you, Senators. Now to the reading of the journal. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Message and petitions, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Committee reports. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the committee reports.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of committee reports. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next, the reading of the titles, bills, and resolutions. Recognize Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the title, bills, and resolutions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Introduction of guest. Introduction of guest. Anyone? Anyone? Senator England, you're recognized.
I'll pass, Mr. President.
Senator England passes. Okay. It's going to be a good day. Next, I recognize Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Finance Committee meeting will have a quick meeting in room 216 upon recess. I think the plan is to recess subject to call here in just a second. We'll have a quick committee meeting. We have one bill to take up.
One bill. Senator Carter, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Announcement.
Please proceed.
Energy will not meet today.
Thank you, Senator. Okay. We're going to take our motion here, anticipate approximately 20 minutes until we will again come out of recess and join the Senate. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand in recess subject to call of the chair.
Senator moves to stand in recess subject to call of the chair. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. We stand in recess subject to call of the chair. I'd like to call the Senate to session. Start on the calendar. Finance, Mr. Chairman. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 1 on the calendar, Senate Bill number 2971, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2971, bonds, authorize the issuance of state institutions of higher learning.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bill before you, 2021, is the bond bill for institutions of higher learning, community colleges, and is a vehicle. We're going to have two omnibus vehicles for us to consider, so we'll have two different options out there, but we'll probably wind up having one at the end. But this bond bill basically is the second year of the 4-year projection that IHL and the universities have come to an agreement on the needs on campus. I think out of all the projects on here, I think 2 of them are new construction. The rest is R&R on existing facilities on campus. And I believe there on your screen, there is a list of the projects for each university. And if you want a copy of it, I've got a couple up here that I can hand out if you, Senator Jordan. And so what this bill does, it just has the ask for the second year of the 4-year agreement put into place, and a reverse repealer was added in the bill. So you will all get a second glance at this legislation. And if there are no questions, I'd be happy to yield for any questions.
Are we on the committee substitute?
We are.
You're recognized to explain the committee substitute, and now we'll ask if there are any questions on the committee substitute. Any questions?
I move we adopt the committee substitute.
Senators move to adopt the committee substitute. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're back on the bill, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. If there are no other questions, I'll move passage by the morning roll call.
Any other questions? Seeing none, Senators move for passage by use of the morning roll calls. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Present? Seeing none, the bill passes by use of the morning roll call. No objections.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item number 2, Senate Bill 2972, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2972, bonds, authorize issuance of various Mississippi Development Authority programs.
I'll make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you. Move we adopt the committee sub and be recognized to explain it.
Senator is recognized to explain the committee substitute.
This is our other vehicle for a bond bill. This is the MDA request, and I'll go through these, the programs and the request we have. This bill does have a reverse repealer in it, so we will be continuing to work on this. Requesting this, the Mississippi ACE Fund is a $20 million bond request, the primary incentive fund program to win competitive development projects. Some of the examples were Material Bank in DeSoto, ST Engineering, Halter Marine, and Offshore in Jackson County. The Development Infrastructure Program, the DIP Fund, is a $10 million request. These are grants and loans for public infrastructure in support of job creation. Some of the instances where this was used at Ashley Furniture in Lee County and Baxter Healthcare in Bolivar. The Site Development Program has a $10 million bond request. This is a program to support local efforts to develop quality, publicly owned sites ready to attract economic development projects. Sites are being developed statewide. Recent recipients include Webster, Marion, and Prentiss County. They received some of these funds. The Military Base Enhancement Program is a $3 million bond request. These are grants made to local military base communities to protect missions in the event of a BRAC event. The Keesler Air Force Gate Project is one example, and the Meridian Perimeter Fence Project we did at the Meridian Naval Air Station was another one. The Economic Development Highway Fund, the EH program, is a $8 million request. These are grants for municipalities and counties in support of construction, improvement of highways, or improvement of highways in support of economic development projects with at least a $70 million a capital improvement investment. So the company has to invest at least $70 million to trigger the availability of these funds. Raytheon in Scott County was a recipient of this type program. The industry incentive financing funds, a $10 million bond request, is grants and loans for projects that create significant economic opportunities within the state. One of the sawmills in Winona was a recent recipient of some of these funds, and that's what that program goes to. This bill does have a reverse repealer in the bill, so we will obviously continue to work with MDA on this bill and add, I think, a lot of the projects from the state, DFA, and on some of the state-owned buildings will also be coming up. We'll be meeting with DFA and getting a list of their assessments on the properties that we were responsible for. So that is the explanation of the bill, and I would move adoption of the committee sub.
Senator, any questions? Any questions on the committee substitute? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're back on the bill, Senator.
If there are no further questions, I'll move past it by the morning roll call.
Any further questions? Further questions? Seeing none, senators move for passage by use of the morning roll call. Anyone object to procedure? Anyone wish to record as voting no? No. Present? Seeing none, bill passes by use of the morning roll call. Motions, Hobson, Senator Hobson, pass. General, Senator Bryan. Pardon me? One moment, please, for Senator Bryan. Okay, Senator Bryan can bring it up in tomorrow's calendar. We'll go to announcements. Whoop. Senator?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to suspend the rules to take the immediate consideration of Senate Bill number 2895.
2895. There's a motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we will go. Mr. Clerk, would you read the title?
Senate Bill number 2895, ad valorem tax, provide assessment ratio for transformative renewable energy project property.
You're recognized, Senator.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
I move we adopt the committee sub and be recognized to explain it.
You're recognized to explain the committee substitute, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bill that would, in Section 1, it allows two of the counties in the state that are identified in here to lower the assessment value from 15 to 18% for a designated transformative renewable energy project. We have two counties that are that have projects being considered here, and the way Mississippi's rules are set right now, it's not as competitive as other states, and this is within a TVA area that we are competing to get these two projects. The bill requires a minimum investment of $100 million, but both of these projects, I think one in Chickasaw County is around 140 to 160 million, and I'm told the one in Tunica is around $250 million project. This would help to make us competitive and hopefully land these projects, but the Board of Supervisors in each of these counties would have to designate the project, and that authority will expire on December 31st of 2022. So these are projects that are ready to hit the ground, and hopefully we can get these awarded to these two counties, and they can proceed. But it would require a minimum investment of $100 million, and it would lower the assessment value for these projects from 15 to 8%. That is an explanation of the bill. There's also a reverse repealer in the bill, so we can continue to work on this and get this over the line. That is the explanation of the bill. I'll yield for any questions.
Senator Hill, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, please.
You're recognized for a
yield.
question, Senator.
Do you know the nature of these energy projects, whether they're green projects or anything
They are
of
a
any
solar
detail?
project. It's a solar project, I believe, in Chickasaw County, and I believe the one in Tunica County may be a wind project.
Solar and wind? And these, this is TVA?
Yes,
Okay, and so what we're doing is just ad valorem reduction?
reduction in ad valorem. Right now, one of the properties, I think in Chickasaw County, they had talked about had, I think, $5,000 in ad valorem taxes, and under this plan, it would be about $865,000 a year ad valorem, or fee in lieu, would go to that county.
So they may be getting less ad valorem taxes than they're previously getting, correct?
Well, they don't have any right now, but
They don't have
it would be a
any.
less rate just for these projects.
Okay, thank you.
But I would remind everybody, it does require a minimum investment of $100 million, so this is a fairly good-sized project. And we do have resolutions from both boards of supervisors concerning this legislation.
Okay, other questions?
Seeing none, I move passage on the morning. We already adopted we need to adopt the committee.
Committee substitute, that's
Motion is
correct.
we adopt the committee sub.
Motion is to adopt the committee substitute. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator, you're on the bill.
No further questions. I move passage on the morning roll call.
Senators, move for passage on the morning roll calls. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present, 1. Hill, present. Anyone else? Anyone else? Bill passes by use of the morning roll call with 1 present, Senator Hill. Senator Jackson, you're recognized for what purpose?
Thank you, Mr. President. By unanimous consent, I'd like to be listed as a co-author.
Seeing no objection, unanimous consent is granted for Senator Jackson. Or anyone else? Senator Jordan, added as a co-author without objection. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we'll go to announcements. Announcements, please. Senator Michelle, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you. 2 announcements, please, Mr. President. The Insurance Committee will not meet tomorrow morning. And the other announcement is that Senators, you've each received an invitation on your desk to attend next Tuesday's League and Legislature luncheon. First luncheon I can think of in a long time, to be held at the old Capitol Inn. And you are requested to please RSVP, if you will, because they don't know if they've got 5 people coming or 100 people coming. It would be a great help if you would RSVP to the email address on the invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Michelle. Senator Blackman, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Housing will meet tomorrow at 10:30 in room 216. Not 216, 409.
409, Mr. Clerk, Housing. Senator Simmons, Derek, you're recognized for announcement.
Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. When the Senate adjourns today, on behalf of myself and Senator Robert Jackson, we'd like to adjourn in memory of Denitra Dickerson, who committed suicide. She's a freshman at Coahoma Community College on Monday. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Younger, you're recognized for an announcement.
Adjourn in memory, please, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
When the Senate adjourns today, please do so in the memory of Rex Pumphrey and Mr. Henry Vaughn. And I just found out from Senator Angela Turner Ford that my neighbor down the road, Steve Jameson, passed away. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Moran, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today at 1:30, we will have a reconfirmation hearing, just a little quick hearing for the DMR Executive Director. It won't take but just a few minutes. It's room 409 at 1:30 today. Thank you.
409, Mr. Clerk, 1:30 today. Senator Branning, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Highways and Transportation will not meet today. Thank you.
Not me today, Mr. Clerk. Senator Blunt, you're recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Education will not meet today.
Education will not meet today. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Mr. Clerk, would you please read the announcements?
Ports and Marine Resources will meet today at 1:30 p.m., room 409. Highways and Transportation will not meet today. Education will not meet today. And Public Health and Welfare will meet at 3 p.m. in room 216. Insurance will not meet on Thursday. Local and private will meet at 9 a.m., room 408 on Thursday. Universities and colleges will meet room 409 at 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Senator Norwood, you're recognized for what purpose?
Adjourn the memory, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, when the Senate adjourned today, I'd like to adjourn in memory of Dr. Hurley, a longtime professor, educated at Jackson State University of Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you, Senator. Senator McMahon, you're recognized for an announcement.
A reminder that local and private will meet in the morning at 4:09 at 9 o'clock. And Senators Branning, Blackwell, Horn, Turner Ford, Younger, and Barrett.
Thank you, Senator. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'd ask y'all to please recognize the former member of the Senate and the current Secretary of State. Michael Watson is here with us today. Michael, welcome. Glad to have you here, Michael. Senator Blackwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand in recess until 5 o'clock today or until the last committee report has been filed, at which time the journal will reflect we're adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
You've heard the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We stand until 5 and then adjourn till tomorrow morning.